Yo, welcome to the Mac Sports Attack. I'm the Mac himself, Marvin Allen Cox. Let's do it again. A review of the day. Super Wild Card Sunday was wild. Wild indeed. Go back to my picks. Again, 1 for 1. One completely and utterly wrong, and one dead on, exact, spot on. So it's kind of funny. I mean, when I'm picking who to win today, I don't know how I'm going to feel. The first games, I've been completely dead wrong. And the second games, I've been completely verbatim right. So it's kind of weird. But let's go over it. Let's go through it. First things first. Cowboys versus, wow, the youngest playoff team in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers. I want to put my hand up and say, Jordan Love, I am sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. I was here talking shit on Jordan Love, saying he wasn't too impressive to me. He doesn't perform on the big stage. They didn't have any wide receivers that really broke out to me, saying I'm the head honcho. And I was completely and utterly wrong. Jordan Love not only played so calm and composed, he played a fantastic, amazing game. And when it came to the wide receiver, Romeo Doubs said, I'm the one. I'm the star. Man, over 100 yards, I think in the first half. They just snapped. They carved up the Cowboys. They did to the Cowboys what I said the Cowboys would do to them. I said the Cowboys were going to blow them up, mop the floor with them. The Cowboys at home is a complete different team than away, and they were undefeated at home. But there was a stat that I told you guys about. There was a stat pregame where they say the Packers were 5-0 in AT&T Stadium in the playoffs. And they were all with Aaron Rodgers. They were the only team undefeated with them with more than 4 victories. And I guess it's a Packer stat, not an Aaron Rodgers stat, because they stayed undefeated and they roasted them. They roasted them. I mean, there wasn't no boys on the field. There was just a cow just standing there in the pasture looking around, eating grass, because the Dallas Cowboys defense couldn't do shit. The offense couldn't do shit. It was just a shit show all around. They beat them in every single aspect in the game. Special teams, defense, offense, coaching, everything you could think of. I guarantee the trash talk was all Green Bay, because it was just a horrible performance by the Cowboys. I mean, we can go in on Dakota Prescott. Had, 2 bad interceptions that ended up being pick sixes. But the offense eventually put up points. And with Dak doing bad, you would think, hey, the defense will help. Defense didn't do shit, man. It was just it was a terrible display at home. It was a head scratcher. It was a shocker. And really, it felt like it was a clone game to the Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns. The only difference was Houston was the home team. Cowboys is probably the worst performance in the playoffs by far so far. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the worst performance by a team, period, in this playoffs. So, repercussions will be had. Mike McCarthy is sure to be fired. Dan Quinn, I'm sure, is going to be gone as well. Even if they, didn't fire him, it looks like he's going to try to go to Seattle. It's just the whole team. The whole coaching staff. I just don't see any of them staying. It's just impossible. And it's hard to say when a team wins 12 games. If my Jets win 12 games, you might see me jumping off a cliff, skydiving in happiness. But that's just how it is. The Cowboys made the playoffs every year. They're set up to, hey, we want to win the Super Bowl. And when you can't even win a playoff game, it's time to go. So I was super wrong on that one. Dallas Cowboys got destroyed by the Green Bay Packers. But I was dead on about the primetime game. One of the most emotional games in the playoffs. One of the best storylines of the playoffs for all involved. With Jared Goff playing against a team that gave up on him, and with Matt Stafford playing against his beloved team that he left to win a championship without. He won no playoff games there, and he was there for their first hosted playoff game since the 90s. It was just, you could tell a lot of players were playing with emotion, playing with passion. And I said that it's going to be a very close game, but the energy from the home crowd is going to have them barely squeak it out. And 1 point victory barely squeaks it out. But let's give credit where credit's due. Puka freaking Nacua, man. The best rookie wide receiver ever in the history of life of the world. 183, man. Like, the dude's insane. I hope he could continue to play this well. And, I mean, the LA Rams, man. This was supposed to be a rebuild year. You know, with them giving away half their team and salaries and Jalen Ramsey's and the Bobby Wagner's going back to Seattle. You thought this one, you know, they was just going to suck this year. But they made the playoffs. And their star player with 2 fifth-round picks with Puka Nacua, the wide receiver, and Kyron Williams, the running back. So, boy, it looks like they're set up for the future because of good drafting. But they just didn't have enough. And the Detroit Lions, who finally made the playoffs, we're all rooting for them because they suck so bad for so long. You want them to finally, you know, catch a lucky break. And it just seems like they did yesterday. Barely pulling out a 1 point victory. I mean, everybody just played well. I don't think it was no Herculean effort. You can tell Dan Campbell really, his confidence in the team and how he calls games was felt by the players. And I think that little edge and the crowd put them over the top. Because with him going for it on fourth downs, down, you know, in the red zone goal line right there, you know, you can see the team's like, our coach believes in this. We've been doing this all year, but to do it now in an important, crucial game, you could see it just gave them that extra juice, that extra energy. And, you know, when a big time came, when a big play needed to be made, it was made. Shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 10 wide receiver in the league. Man, I'm rooting for Detroit Lions. I really am. So that's a little recap from Super Wildcard Sunday. It was a fun day. The primetime game was electric. Let's see what's in store for Super Wildcard Monday. We got back-to-back games on a Monday. So that is the Max Sports Attack Super Wildcard Sunday review. I am now 2 for 2 in this wildcard weekend. I'm going to give you my picks for this Monday here soon. Thanks for watching. Max Sports Attack. I'm out.